Hello everybody, welcome back to another Prehistoric Kingdom live stream. My name is Rosie and today we're going to play some Prehistoric Kingdom. So first up, how is everybody? How was everyone's weekend? I've had a pretty hectic weekend. Also guys, let me know about audio. I think everything should be okay, but as we know, OBS has cursed me and the audio is always all over the place. So hello, welcome everybody. So before today's stream, we are going to be building a Pachyrhinosaurus enclosure, or at least beginning work on it today. I did a little bit of work on the maze that we started last week, so I'll show you guys that as well. Let me just get a little organized. So hello, Jerunic, Nelio, Dino King. Who else do we have in chat? Oh, Nature's Compendium. Tommy Carter. I love how some people, I love when you just see like a normal name as a username. So, guys, in case you missed it, last weekend, or on Friday actually, we released a desert preview. So, the next big update is going to be our title update coming later this year. And we announced the 3 new species, Dilo, Silo, and Salido. So they'll all be coming in the title update later on this year. But we did release a desert preview. So we've announced the new map coming in that update and also showed you some of the plants and some of the new species that'll be included in the update as well. So let me show you guys the updates. We'll have a little catch up. Actually, let me write if you guys want to see the desert preview. So I've just sent a link in the chat so you guys can have a read of that just in case you missed it. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, on Twitter, Facebook. So every month you'll get to see our dev diary or any kind of feature or focus spotlight or preview. We'll be posting everything to our socials. So if you take a look here, here's some of the new plants that'll be coming along with the new map and the new update. So we have barrel cactus, bloodwood, date palm, Joshua tree, organ pipe cactus, prickly pear cactus, saguaro cactus, sexual, that's how I'm going to say it, whether that's right or not, and the yucca tree. So I think my favorite at the moment is the date palm. I just think it looks really pretty, and I can't wait to use it with the desert map. I have a few little screenies. Oh, let me reset the slideshow. So here are a few images. So these images can be found in the desert preview that I posted. It's available to read on our website. So we have some gorgeous images here of what some of the new plants and trees look like, the new foliage, all the new terrains, the gorgeous kind of mountains in the background. There's all of the kind of plants and trees together. So I just think they look so cool. I'm really excited to see what people are gonna make and create in their parks. I think there's a good screenshot. Oh yeah, so here's Dilophosaurus looking stunning. And then you kind of have a sneak peek. Let me actually go back to that photo. So you have a little sneak peek here of some of the kind of architecture, just a couple of new items that'll be introduced to go along with the new map. So we're really excited, guys. This is only just a quick sneak peek, but there's so much cool stuff coming. And I really think it's gonna shake up and change people's parks a little bit. So people who love building and just creating new environments to the animals, there's going to be some really, really cool enclosures. So don't forget to follow us on Discord as well. Let me just bring up our Discord. Because whenever any kind of new updates or new items or content is added to the game, the Discord gets flooded with so many cool photos and also videos that people upload to YouTube. You can check out so many things that people are creating. It looks really awesome. It gets me really hyped for building as well because I just get so much inspo. So here we have our sneaky Celos, the Celophysis. So they're just chilling. I think the one guy in the background, he kind of doesn't like to be photographed. He's not too happy with the photographer in this photo. And then of course just some lovely more scenic pics. And also guys, yesterday we announced finally translations is coming also in the title update. So by the end of the year, hopefully we'll have a lot more languages in the game. Well, it'll be these announced languages, but let us know, guys, on our socials and in Discord if there's any more languages you want to see. Unfortunately, we can't have every language in the world. You know, we're a small team and we're restricted to time, so we'll try to get as much as we can done. So it will unfortunately be just the most kind of popular and the most in-demand languages in the game. But hopefully by the time, you know, we're in early access at the moment, so hopefully by the time the game is at its full release, maybe we can add even more language to the game. So we're very, very excited for that. So please let us know on Discord and our socials if you feel like we're missing any languages, or yeah, because we just ideally, obviously, we want as much people as possible to be able to play Prehistoric Kingdom and to enjoy the game. And we know that, you know, more languages has been highly requested, so we're really excited. We already know that there's a lot of people who are really excited and hyped that they can actually understand the game more now that it's in their language. So by the end of the year, guys, these languages will be introduced to the game. And the devs are, I think most of it is finished, but they're definitely really kind of getting down to work on language localization for the game. So, going back to full screen, so we've talked about our desert preview. Also included in the preview, you'll see this little kind of roadmap. So I know it's very confusing. We're like title update. We used to call it minor update, title update, but we swapped the names. Because we felt like, oh, well, the minor updates, not really minor, they're quite significant updates, especially in terms of the gameplay performance on the different ranges of PCs and also optimization. I know for me anyway, I had to play the game at first on GeForce Now, but now I'm able to play and stream using Steam because of the updates. So to kind of lay everything out, so title updates, is when you'll see new species, you'll see new maps, and quite heavy kind of content based. I think research is coming as well in the next title update. Let me just bring up the Trello board. So I posted the Trello board in chat, guys. So that is a link to our current roadmap. So you'll have a sneak peek and you'll get to see kind of what content will be kind of grouped together in terms of when the updates drop. So can I click onto it? Oh, there we go. So taking a look, so our 3 new species will be coming: animal locomotion update, animal look targets, random objectives, research system, guest welfare, additional guest ethnicities, and animation. We've announced our nap. Oh, sorry, our nap. I need a nap today. We've announced our map and the desert biome. We'll have additional foliage, rock overhaul on rock styling. We need more rocks in the game, guys. I love the PK rocks. They're great. I love being able to scale and resize rocks because it really changes the look of the map and the enclosures when you can do that. We'll also have our animal water troughs. So that's the big update coming later this year. But first, coming up, we have some smaller kind of content updates where we'll have the Steam and Epic achievements and our animal info signs. I think we might have like a few more things in that small update as well. Maybe you'll have to wait and see if there's some more surprises. And then coming soon in a few weeks, it's a big holiday coming up. Halloween is coming up. I don't know if anyone else gets excited to dress up or anything, but it's going to be really fun. So Ida has drawn up and created some really cool items that will be available as part of our Halloween kind of content patcher update. So that's going to drop later on this month. We're really excited. It looks really cute. I was hoping I could show off a few things or a couple of little drawings that she did, but it's too soon. It's too soon. I tried, guys. Instagram, Rosie, please. We are on Instagram, so guys, if you are on Twitch, I think on our main page, on the About page, there is a link to Instagram. Jornik said, nice. I'm so excited for the rock update. I know, I can't wait. I can't wait to see new species. Yeah, so guys, it's very exciting. So the devs kind of behind the scenes, a few people are still working on the next update coming, and then a few people have like moved on to the one that's coming after that, so it's so cool. But we won't be announcing any new species until after this big title update comes out, because we need to let Dilo, Silo, and Salido have their moment in the sun, let them have their spotlight for a little while. But everything's coming together really cool, guys. I think all the skins are done for the 3 new species coming in this update, and they look really cool. I think most of the skins for all the species have already been shown, and obviously if I go back to the, let me see if I go to the images, the Dilo with the gorgeous crest. Oh, I have the Trello in the background. There we go. So if we switch, where's that beautiful Dilo? Oh my god, girl, work it. So I love the purple just on top of the crest just there. I don't know if it makes him look more evil or nicer. Like, do you want to approach him? I guess in terms of nature, if you see lots of vibrant color, you kind of stay away. But I just think it looks real cute and pretty. Can't wait for Salido. I know, Salido looks so cute. He reminds me of like a tortoise or something. I cannot wait to see him waddling around the park. And Silo, for those of you who've been watching the last few streams, I'm really hyped for Silo. I'm thinking sneaky tunnels around the park where they're just causing chaos. So then going back to our roadmap, so then obviously at the end of the year towards Christmas, we're going to have some holiday content. Again, I've seen a few things that Ida has come up with. Very cute, really exciting to be able to decorate your parks with. I know, I think it was during, so last year, it was December 5th, that's when we released the game. It was just the beta version of the game, so we had a handful of players, a significant amount, I'm not too sure, maybe 1,000 players were in the beta, and it was really cool because around Christmas, we kind of brought snow into the game, so that was really cool to see like a lot of winter wonderlands being built in the park, and people were, even though there was no kind of Christmas or winter items available to use, because of the building system and because there's so much creative freedom in the game, everyone was just building snowmans and like Santa's workshop. I think there was a tank with like a Santa hat. Our community is very weird and lovely, but we love some of the creative weirdos. I like to think I am one myself. So Halloween and Christmas content coming soon as well, guys. Keep an eye out. It looks awesome. And obviously in between we have our 1.1 title update, which is very, very exciting. So hopefully every month, guys, we release a dev diary. This month's dev diary, or sorry, September's dev diary was the desert preview. So hopefully at the end of this month as well, we'll be able to show some new things coming in the big update. But finally, of course, none of you are here to see new species or what's new coming to the game. You want to help me build a park. So we'll switch to our game. Let me see. Oh, there I am. Okay. I do not have Nyx with me today. She's being a daddy's girl again. My partner is streaming. Do not go to his stream. I'm a bit blurry. One sec. Do not switch over to any Crusader Kings, guys. It's PK all the way today. So, let me just bring up chat. Watching while I eat lunch at work. Thank you, Rainbow Dinosaurs. That's so cool. I love watching streams, or if I miss streams because I'm in a different time zone. I love when I work and I can just kind of have a stream on in the background. So that's really cool. We don't have any. Let me see. Does Nigel Marvin have quotes for the Dilo and the other two new species? I believe so. I think he was sent a script. Nigel's a big diva though, guys. Oh my goodness. What a diva. So demanding. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure for the next update you'll hear Nigel's voice again for the new species. So yes, Nigel will be involved with Prehistoric Kingdom, hopefully throughout all of early access and afterwards as well. So you'll always hear Nigel in the park. I was hoping December would have an Ice Age update. Oh, that would be cool, yeah. Just some Christmas content for now anyway, but you guys will have to wait and see. Hi, just got home from work, finally able to watch the stream. Thank you, Sikeen Kitsune. I'm really bad with usernames, guys, so if I butcher your name, consider it an honor. You have been renamed. So, let's take a look. So, we have some crowd control. This is how popular our park is, guys. We have like 2 exhibits. And look at how, oh, I actually think most people are leaving. The park is popping. So we got some, again, guys, we have a handful of items. The entrance sign, this kind of visitor or little education center is all from the Steam Workshop. If you guys feel like you aren't the best at building, Steam Workshop is up and running. There is amazing pieces that you guys can download to have in your park. So it makes building a lot easier. And then later on throughout early access, there's going to be a lot more staff and park management features, because if you're like me and you get addicted to like the management side of games, you have a lot to look forward to in the next couple of updates. So we finished off our little Pachyrhinosaurus Enclosure. So again, this is another piece that we had from the Steam Workshop. We have some little enrichment items. So of course the animals don't interact just yet with a lot of things. That'll come later in the updates. So I think if you take a look at our Trello board, guys, there will be a swimming locomotion update, not in the next big update, but the following one afterwards. So you'll see animals actually maybe jump into the water and paddle around a little bit, but for now they kind of they breed underwater a bit, but it's a feature, not a bug. So here's our little taco. We did last week name
now this little fella is a Psittacosaurus. Just looking at its face, you might not realise that this was one of the first ceratopsians. It may lack a frill and forward-projecting horns, but you can still see the resemblance in its strong beak and its cheek horns.
Tacos, I think, are one of my favourite. They're just so cute and little. And this, look at him, he does this like little... Let me just pause the game. He does this like little sassy look to the camera. Oh. Look at him strut. It's like he knows he's cute. You know, like some animals know they're cute and they just know how to work it. And they get extra food and treats. They don't get into trouble. So this is obviously a lovely little kind of sleeping, kind of tropical tent that we have for our tacos to sleep in. And then there is no Pachyrhinosaurus little kind of garden statue or topiary, so we just shrunk down one. So we like to think that this is like a little toy or teddy that the tacos like to have when they're sleeping. Let's put back. So guys, I worked a little bit on the maze. So I know we were, the maze was getting a little bit messy towards the end. So a couple of the paths I've been working on. So we have our aviary. It's a little dark in here. So this is the mini aviary exhibit. Let's see. We have our Microraptors and also our Archaeopteryx in here. They're usually climbing the trees. Are they here? Oh, here they are. Beautiful. Look at them. They're so cute. I can't wait to have more mini exhibits in the games. Or in the game. It's so good. So we, in our last stream, or I think the one before that, we were decorating the inside. So this dome, guys, is actually also downloaded from the workshop. And the idea is we'll have a nice kind of cool garden maze that leads up to the aviary. And so far, the guests have been finding their way. I mean, obviously, we don't want to make it mean for the guests. The idea is that they see all the exhibits. That's not meant to be a challenge. Not yet, anyway. So I will work on the maze. We might do a little bit more today. But I do want to have not just one route to see the exhibit. I do want there to be a few routes for them to take. But there will be a couple of dead ends, of course. And then we also had our little last week, we kind of the last minute towards the end, we decided, let's add a little detour, and at the end of the maze there can be an Acrocanthosaurus just waiting to eat some guests. Taco Teddies. I know, Taco Teddy, that's a good name for it. So Sakine said, I'm super hyped to see what the future will bring for this game. I can't wait to see Paleozoic animals that will make it into the game. There's a list, the infamous list, guys, and oh, I missed the roar. Sorry, guys. I'm sure I'll do it again. Yeah, so there's some good prehistoric animals coming up in the next year or year and a half, guys. So early access is going to be very, very fun. Arco in the Pit of Shame. Yes, yes, we're thinking bold animals or maybe even bold guests will be in this enclosure. So obviously, guys, ideally we want all of our animals to have
Acrocanthosaurus, the high-spined lizard, kind of, an apex predator, and a good one at that.
Surprise for the
Each
guest.
side of its upper jaw sports 19 razor-sharp teeth, but I don't recommend getting close enough to count them all.
I love this skin as well, just the kind of different hues. And our animals, our dino scales in the game are immaculate, gorgeous. Even the scariest looking dinos look beautiful. So, but he's pretty happy. He likes to be by himself. He likes, you know, the guests when they get shocked to see him. He's got his little blood pumpkin for enrichment here. He's got his food. He has his water, his little bath. Oh, look at him. He's so happy. He loves it in there. He likes getting in trouble. So we can go in here. He gets pampered. So what is here? Enclosure is dirty. So notifications, guys. Like when that just told me that the enclosure was dirty. That was one of the previous updates that came out within the last couple of months. Very, very handy. So what we can do is we can place a the kind of dung beetle nest that will help clean up the poop, or if you got the money, and we do because we're using sandbox mode, we can just quickly clean it. Oh my god, 20 grand to clean it up. That's pretty high. It's like, give me 20 grand and I'll clean the dinosaur poop. I'm drinking G Fuel. Not sponsored, but if G Fuel wants to sponsor our company, please do. So, also guys, this, I think we said last week, we have this really cool kind of little visitor center at the park entrance, and when the animal info signs are introduced in the next kind of patch or smaller update, we're going to place them all along here. And we also want to make a kind of little ticket booth where, so basically the entrance is where all the guests can kind of decide what they want to do, because the park is so big. It's like Disneyland. It's like we can't hit everywhere in one day. What are we going to do? What are we going to see? So that's very exciting. I'm also excited to see the kind of revamp on the guests in the next title update, and they're going to be a little bit smarter as well. But I think we'll have a stream where we test how clever the guest AI is, so that's going to be fun. So over here, I have a little pathway. Right now it leads to nowhere, and just before the stream, I kind of raised up the ground or the terrain using the terraform suite, because I want kind of a little kind of cute hill, and then we'll have our little kind of Pachyrhinosaurus, like almost like a little ranch maybe. So I'm not too sure exactly what we're going to do. I know the Pachys, they need the wetland biomes. So here's all of our animals. They're all unlocked. So the moment, yeah, so they can just have wetland. They like a lot of forest and a decent amount of water. So that's quite good. So we have a lot of freedom. So let's just breed a couple more. I think we'll just do 6 for now. Oh, I need to do more skins. I think we'll have one girl that's like fluffy. She's almost like the bearded lady at a carnival. Are you guys considering aviaries for large animals? We have considered it. Will the guest AI update get some crazy guests jumping over the fences? I hope so. I don't think so. I think at the moment they're just going to be a little more clever. They'll just look like they know where they're going. It won't be a complete disaster. Oh, I'm getting a few messages on Discord. Oh, my Instagram? No, you may not have my Instagram, but you can follow Prehistoric K on Instagram. Occasionally, when we do giveaways on our socials, we'll also do a separate giveaway on Instagram as well. So that could be like a caption contest for one of the photos. That's very, very cool. So guys, follow us on Instagram, please. And also our Twitter, and make sure to join the Discord as well, because when the new content drops, everybody posts amazing screenshots and you'll get loads of cool ideas for what to build in your park. So let's take a look at what we can actually do in terms of the terrain, what we can use in our Pachy enclosure. So I'll quickly, now I always place an animal down, but I always forget to move them or keep them like in a locked enclosure, and they wander off and they're never seen again. So here's our little Pachy. So I like to place one of the animals down, just because if I don't, because all of the prehistoric animals, especially the dinosaurs, they vary in size a lot, and I always forget the size, and I'll either scale things way too big or too small, and then I have to redo it. So a little helpful tip is if you place it in the enclosure or next to anywhere you're building, then you have an idea of what size to make things. So hopefully, do we have Nigel? Oh, there we go.
Ah,
thanks,
a Pachyrhinosaurus. I've been told that these dinosaurs are quite bossy. Instead of a nasal horn, Pachyrhinosaurus sports an overgrown mass of bone called a nasal boss above its eyes and nose. It certainly lives up to its name, the thick-nosed lizard.
Thank you, Nigel. I would love to have Nigel on stream just one day. Just for one stream. Please, Nigel, please come on stream. He's always on if you follow Nigel on Twitter, guys, he's always having like the coolest adventures. And he has these little tiny baby turtles that are always so, so cute. So Mamal says, Mr. Thicknose, oh my god, so mean, she's beautiful. I think they're so cute. They're such like a nice chill animal. They kind of remind me of like I guess like yaks a bit. It's like a little yak farm. The woolly Pachy. You should pet shame your animals, hang signs around them to show their misbehavior. No, that's so mean. No, they know when they're bold. That was a land before timer puts out. Okay, okay. Beautiful. Okay, so let us take a look at the wetland biome. So couple of things we can use. I don't know if I'm lagging just a little bit. My partner's also streaming, and he was like, oh, it's fine, we can both stream at the same time. I got us better internet. But you guys can be the judge of that. Okay, so the first one we did was sand. The next is pebbles. So these three that I'm going to show you guys, they look similar, but they do have some differences. So that's the sand, and then this one's the pebbles. So you see the kind of like little pebbles in the mud. And then here's the actual mud that looks a lot wetter. So this is really nice to place alongside water. It has a real nice shine to it. And kind of when you're merging the different terrains together, you can get a really cool look, especially next to the water. And then we also have to change up the grass for this, for the patchies, because they need the wetland grass. So you can see, let me just up the intensity. So it's a different color. So they will not be happy if we have different, the wrong terrains or the wrong biome. So we got to make sure that they're happy in the enclosure and place what they need in there. So I'm just gonna decrease the size and density so we can place some trees just one at a time. So these are just a couple of the trees. So we can get some ideas of how we want the enclosure to look. We've got some really nice shrubs as well. I also love, and I actually sneak these into parks, so the pickerel weed, because they have a pop of color in them, I always place them around the park, or around my parks anyway, just because I think a bit of pop of color is really, really nice, and there's not too much plants in the game yet. But a couple of updates down the line, there will be a lot more plants, so you guys keep an eye out for that, because if you're like me, it's one of the updates that you're waiting for. Oh, that's a nice little tree actually. So ideally, I think I'm going to take a look during the week on the Steam Workshop, and I'd like to have potted plants with the wetland biome trees, just kind of leading up to the enclosure. I'll probably redo the entrance slightly, because I might change the map. But basically, after the entrance, the path leading this way, it might split off into a few different pathways, and it'll lead you to different enclosures and get you on your way to visit all the different habitats around the park. Yes, more plants is always a bonus. I'm really excited to have colorful flowers. I like to just pretend that millions of years ago, Earth was popping with some color, so that will be very, very fun. I can't wait for that stream, guys. Oh, also guys, so our streams are held every Tuesday at the moment, but Monday the 31st, we'll be having a special Halloween stream. So that'll be really fun. So hopefully we can play around with Halloween content. I want to get Eda on stream to do some cute Halloween drawings for you guys. And then also we might do a couple of giveaways, some extra giveaways on that stream. And we might dress up as well. So my cat Nyx, she very rarely now comes on stream. She's also being a diva. She gets it from Nigel. Hopefully I can dress her up in like a little dinosaur costume or something. So I just want to place down a couple more of the shrubs just so we can get an idea of what's going to be placed in this enclosure. So let me just get rid of these just to make some space. So I'm not too sure. Do I want it to look like a ranch? Do we want it to be more like a field? So let me just get rid of this. So for now, before I even draw the kind of shape of the fence, I'm just going to place down the grass that they like, featuring Laura Dern. I heard a funny, I think there was someone reviewing Jurassic World. Yeah, I was watching some YouTubers. They're called Red Letter Media, in case any guys watch it. And it was when they reviewed Jurassic World, and they just said that Laura Dern looks like she has no idea what's going on in the movie. I know every time I see like a clip of that movie or like a scene with Laura Dern in it, she is kind of looking away. She's not looking at the same thing that everyone else looks at. So now I'm like, oh, poor Laura Dern. Was most of that film like green screen? But yeah, guys, check it out if you're rewatching it, because it is kind of funny actually to see. What were your guys' thoughts? We did talk a little bit about that movie. Actually, interestingly enough, when Jurassic World Dominion was being filmed, it was before I worked at Blue Meridian for PK, and I actually used to work in high-end airport retail, and I worked at Gatwick Airport in London, and a man came in, and he had a production team, and he was saying that, oh yeah, I'm flying, he was working in London because they're filming the new Jurassic World film, and I don't know if it was announced yet because this was a while ago, but he started saying, yeah, they have like all of the old cast coming back for the film. I don't know, maybe this information was like announced already. I'm not too sure, because I think it's kind of like obviously, oh, the last one, will they get everybody? I know Jeff Goldblum was in the previous one, so he was giving a bit of insider info there. He didn't give any too much gossip. The only thing he said was actors have the easiest job in the world. So I guess depending, like maybe do you do your own stunts? How much of the scenes are you needed for? Are you the main character? Are you, you know, in a Jane Eyre novel just sitting down being like a polite lady? Or are you Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible with crazy real life stunts in there? I'm sure it varies depending on what kind of route you take as an actor. But that was interesting, his commentary. I tried to get some insider knowledge. I tried to get him to tell me like, oh my god, who's like really annoying? And I don't know if I can say. He didn't say anything about those actors, but because at first he was being nosy, or I think he thought I was being nosy, and he didn't say anything. He kind of turned his nose up a bit at me when I was like, oh, what are the actors like? Is there any like divas on set or anything? Is there anyone difficult to work with? And he didn't say anything, but he's quite chatty. And then out of nowhere, he just said, oh, he said something like, Christian Bale is so full of himself. And it's like, I mean, I think everyone knows that anyway, so hopefully I'm not, hopefully Prehistoric Kingdom isn't at war at Christian Bale, because I love him so much. And no, Christian Bale was not in, that was obviously for another movie that he was working on, but he couldn't help it. I know he wasn't supposed to share any kind of behind the scenes info, but obviously he must have had a few clashes with Mr. Bale for him to want to get that out into the world. God, the world needs more paleo-accurate animals. Everyone just copied the frills from JP into every single game and the series, and they don't look good. I know. Yeah, I'm not too sure, I guess. Because I know, like, if you don't know much about dinosaurs, sometimes some of the species, they can look a bit repetitive. Because I know in the Jurassic Park movies, that's why they changed the dialogue. Because they're like, oh, well, he's looking a bit too close to the velociraptors, I think it was in the movie. So I kind of understand that. Maybe they didn't expect that there would be a backlash for people saying like, what's wrong with these animals? They do not look accurate. But that's also, like obviously no shade or anything, but we try to get animals looking more accurate. Obviously, you know, based on, there's only a limited amount of research, so a few things we kind of just have to be creative with, but we try to get them to look closer to what they would look like back in the day. And so far so good. A lot of you guys have been happy. I remember when we released Dilo at first, the angle of the photo that we released, they were like, oh, his neck is too thin, it doesn't like suit his head. But then when you actually saw him like in game a little bit, you're like, oh no, it was just like the angle of the photo. Okay, so I flattened this all. What should we call this Patchy, guys? So she's a girl. I think I might call her Fluffy. Her name is Coco. That's actually kind of cute. I'm actually, guys, I'm adopting another cat, hopefully. And I need some names. So she's a tortoiseshell. So she's similar looking to Nyx. And the reason why we're adopting her is because, well, we like a little friend for Nyx because she's an indoor cat. She's a bit bored sometimes, but she's very playful. So at first she's very shy and timid when you first meet her, but when she warms up, she's really playful. And basically we heard about this other cat who was only 6 months old. Very similar personality, another tortoiseshell just like Nyx, and we were like, oh my god, that has to be little Nyxie's sister. So hopefully next week, guys, I can show you the new member of the Rosie household. The frill was a Spielberg choice. The original in the book was larger and exactly as the yellow spotted one. Very interesting. Yeah, going back, guys, I get very distracted as I'm playing the game and talking, but in one of our trailers, Nigel says, like, they're not monsters, like, these are animals, you have to take care of them. So that's kind of what we like to, how we like to portray the prehistoric animals in our game. So unfortunately, Fluffy here, she's not very happy with her habitat because she doesn't have a home yet, so we got to start building her something. Luna, I know Luna is cute, so guys, I'll tell you, I won't go off topic too much, but some names that we have in mind. We like Coco. My boyfriend likes Max. I'm not too sure about Max because Stranger Things is like, Max has been, she's had a great character arc in the last season of Stranger Things, the season that just went by over the summer. So that's why I'm not too sure about Max, because I think everyone's gonna be like, oh, like Stranger Things. And we also like Riku. At the moment, I'm kind of liking Coco. I really like the name Nova, so then it would be Nix and Nova. But my partner Darren doesn't like that, so if you guys have any kind of cool badass names, I really like kind of, Nyx is named after the Greek goddess of night and shadows, so if you guys can think of anything nice that would go with that, please let me know, because I'm struggling to name my new fur baby. But hopefully this weekend we get to see her and take her home, and we'll slowly introduce our kitties. So I'll let you guys know next week how that goes, and hopefully she won't be too shy, she'll come on stream. So, our little Patchy, what do you want, little Fluffy? I think I'm just going to start placing some of the trees just to get an idea. So we have our pathway that leads up, and then I want a kind of big, almost like an open field. Maybe we can download a few items from the Steam Workshop as well to place for like little ranch buildings. And I know, I'm kind of like pretending in my head, maybe we can make these kind of like saddles, so you can pretend that you can do, the guests can do kind of some patchy riding. Name your cat Half Tooth. Nyx actually has like a little tooth that sticks out. Selene, Greek goddess of the moon. For some reason, I'm not a fan of the name Selene or Celine, because I love Catwoman in like DC movies. And her name is Selena Kyle. Maybe like Sally for short. That would be kind of cute. Let me just scroll up a bit. I can't stress how happy I am to finally see a Dilo without frows. I think a lot of people are happy. Maybe we'll we can make like a frill headpiece for one of the Dilos just for photos, a little costume. That'd be kind of funny. Or a little kind of like a fun kind of guest item that you can buy in the gift workshop. Could be a little frill headpiece. That would be pretty fun. So let's get to placing some of the trees down. I don't use the wetland biome too much. I absolutely love the trees, but most of the time when I have a choice of water, I go with the calm water because I just think that looks quite pretty. So let me just place some trees here. Maybe the first tree. And we'll just get an idea. So, I don't know if you guys saw one of the first Let's Builds on our channel was the little kind of taco playpen enclosure, and that was a circle. It was, for some reason, it was extremely hard to get like a perfect circle. I think because I was working on the build I was using was kind of being worked on because the devs were all patching before the early access finally released. And I'm kind of thinking, well, I do another circle for these guys, but we'll change it up like a little bit. So maybe we'll have the pathway go off there. And we can have eventually another pathway that leads off. And they can lead to other enclosures in the park. I love Prehistoric Kingdom dino design. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I know. I love the dinosaurs in this game. Cindy and Mao just do an amazing job when you look at like the model designs, especially Cindy. Oh my god, all the scales she does. They just look amazing. Just realized you're listening to a trumpet cover of Hey Jude. I know. So for this stream's background music, I kind of put on some jazz. So let me know, guys, if the audio is okay with the music, because for some reason OBS, I have to have everything super quiet, like less than 5% volume, and it's so loud blaring in OBS and on stream, so I've turned everything down super low, so I actually can't even hear the music. That's how low it is, but you guys should be able to hear it. Wasn't Artemis the goddess of the moon? You guys look at you know, different gods and goddesses, you will see them referenced in loads of different cultures and countries, like over time. It's actually really cool how many different names there were for each type of god and how they kind of changed throughout the years. But yeah, there's a lot of different names out there. So let me start by getting some of the muddy water placed down, because we want them to have like a little kind of swampy lake. Not sure, do I want it bigger? So that is the mud. So the mud kind of has that more kind of wet look shine to it that we want next to the water. So also, let me just show you guys the difference in the water. So here is the calm water. There's the roof water. The roof water actually looks really nice as well. It's quite blue. Most of my go-to is the calm. I just think the reflection just looks really nice. It photographs well. Hello, hello, the Rexy Rex. Welcome to the stream. I studied mythology and most myths overlap. Yeah, they do. But it's really cool. I actually love, I love falling asleep to like mythology stories, like Greek mythology. And you hear all the old kind of ancient heroes as well. It's really, really cool. So here's the muddy water. So I'll probably use the muddy water for one section, and then maybe we'll do rough water just to make it look like they have, some clean water that they can drink in, and maybe we'll pretend that they take baths here. So I think the Pachys can actually take, or they can have a good bit of water. So I'm just kind of going to outline a little lake. Cute, cute, she's coming together. Did you hear about the things Hera did? So Hera was Zeus's wife, wasn't she? Did anyone ever watch the TV show Hercules? So if you did, in the intro, they'd be like, Hercules is, you know, running away or fighting against his evil stepmother, Hera. And it would show this like feathery eye and stuff. Every time I hear the name Hera, that's what I think of. As messed up as a Targaryen family, I know. The gods were cruel. But they make very good names for pets nowadays. I'm excited to see the enclosure, as Pachyrhinosaurus is my favorite. Oh, favorite ceratopsians. I know, they're actually so cute. I feel like Pachy is like overlooked because they have a big nose. But they're actually so cute and chill. Let's take a look at Fluffy. I hope she doesn't run away. Let me just change the lighting a bit so you guys can see her. Oh my god, look at the background, guys. That's that PK lighting. So Fluffy has not moved. She is too nervous to leave the area, but that is good. She knows. She's like, no, I'm gonna stick to this grass. I'm happy eating this grass. Well, with husband like Zeus, no wonder Hera was like that. Yeah, maybe. There's some weird stories with Zeus as well on how he like eats his children. Hera was incredibly vengeful. Almost overthrew Zeus. Ooh, a bit of a Circe there. Oh, guys, I know we were chatting a little bit about House of the Dragon last week, and having a confession, I still need to catch up on this week's episode. Let me know if it's good, if you think it was better than episode 6. I'm really excited to watch it tonight. But last week, or no, at the weekend, me and my partner, we had a wedding in Denmark, so we were busy with that. And then also yesterday when I was going back to work, I had some issues with my PC, but it's all sorted now. And by the time I got everything prepped for this stream, I just didn't have any time last night to watch the new House of the Dragon. But I'm very, very excited. I'm definitely loving Rhaenyra. I can't wait. Good or bad, I'm excited for her storyline. Oh, I was meant to do the wet mud around the water. One sec, guys. Make a dragon skeleton in honor of it. We can definitely do. So I downloaded a skeleton. I think it's in our little visitor center. Isn't there a little skeleton piece? No? I think I did in the workshop. I think, oh, I saw in the chat earlier, guys, that you're looking for more bones in the game. So I'm sure eventually we will introduce more bones, but already what people have been building, they've been building up the kind of skeletons of all the animals. Oh, we have this iron statue, actually. This is really cool. So when we start building enclosures for sauropods, we can sort of tease guests that they're entering that kind of section of the park by placing some of these statues everywhere. So they look really, really cool. I think you can get it in a different material as well. So this iron statue is on the Steam Workshop, guys, if you're looking for it. What do we have? What do we have? Some flower beds. We'll definitely be placing some beds and flower pots around the park soon. Where is my little... I thought I downloaded like a little kind of skeleton exhibit. Well, we'll have to download more, and we'll pop a few exhibits or education centers down into our park when the animal info signs are up. Not gonna lie, Dreamfire is an amazing name. She was only mentioned so far, but I love the name so much, even if it's a dragon's name. That is actually really cute. Some of the dragons' names are really awesome. In Game of Thrones, actually. Even Daenerys' dragons were pretty cool. And she named them after, like, Khal Drogo, her brother Viserys, and her brother Rhaegar. Okay, going back to... Oh, you guys, I actually have a couple of things that I built. I need to upload to the Steam Workshop. So, basically, I don't think of myself as the best builder. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't know what to do. I just don't have the ideas in my head, or I'm just not I don't know enough about architecture to add all the amazing details that some people make. But so what I like to do is I'll take the in-game prefabs or prefabs that I've downloaded from the workshop, and I'll just change them to kind of match the color and theme of the current park that I'm building. So these are just some of the items that I basically just recolored and changed the materials to basically suit the park that I was building. And then I also made this, so this will be a little kind of house for our Pachyrhinosaurus Enclosure, which will be in an upcoming stream. Rhaegar was a great dragon name. I know Rhaegar, Viserys, Drogon, they were really cool. I actually really like the name Rhaenys as well. That's a Targaryen name. Pretty sure Rosie made Pachyrhinosaurus of multiple species, but they have different biome preferences. Not help. Having an incomplete biome list. I know, yeah, we probably need to update a few things. But for now, the dinosaurs, the Pachys in-game, they prefer wetlands, so we want to keep them happy in-game. So we'll go along with that. But I think because we are sandbox, I think we can change up the biomes a little bit. But we'll stick to wetland for now. Just because we haven't done a wetland enclosure, so that'd be nice to shake things up for the stream. Do you think you'll ever add terror birds to the game? So there's... I think for early access, the species, I think the devs like Mao and all those guys have decided on the species, and there's a good kind of mixture and range, but they won't be announced until the update that they're planned for. So I know everyone wants to know what the next species are, but you just gotta give it time, just enjoy the hype, enjoy the excitement. I recently watched The Sandman, and there are a few cool characters in it. Love how Gaiman mixes mythologies. Oh, that's cool. I've heard about that show. I've seen, like, definitely some promos for the show. But I wasn't sure. I was like, ooh, like, is it long or is it just one season? I think they've maybe greenlit a second one, or maybe they're on the second season. So there's a couple of shows that I'm watching. So we've started watching the new season of Rick and Morty. I think we watched 4 or 5 episodes. It's very, very cool, guys. Some very funny episodes. So if you're into Rick and Morty, definitely catch up on the new season. I'm watching House of the Dragon, and then also Dahmer. I'm a huge American Horror Story fan, and if you know American Horror Story or any Ryan Murphy production, so Ryan Murphy creates a lot of TV shows. The same man created Glee and American Horror Story, so that's how you know the mind of Ryan Murphy. So I'm going to place at the moment, getting back to our enclosure, I'm going to place mostly wet mud and then just spread it out, and then I will probably place either the pebbles or sand and just kind of blend that in closer towards the water. But I think I do want a kind of like nice green area for them to for the herd of Pachys to kind of graze on as well. I love to speculate, so damn good. Talking about our shows. But yeah, really quickly guys, I'm a huge Evan Peters fan. He's in a lot of Ryan Murphy productions and he's a really good actor. So I'm pretty sure if anyone watches Dahmer, it's based on the serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. That show has been doing quite well. I feel like the official reviews didn't do well, but a lot of the just general kind of audience watching it, the reviews have been fairly good. So I think probably next week I'll start to watch that show. Evan Peters scares me. Well, what's really interesting about Evan Peters, guys, is so throughout American Horror Story, the first like 4 seasons, he always played the kind of good guy, like deep down he was the hero, and he would, you know, he would always try and do the right thing. That's the kind of, he always played this heroic character. And then season 5, they're like, okay, you can play an evil guy. And he played James Patrick March, which is, and he owned the hotel. The 5th season is called Hotel. And he did really good in that role. And then since then, he's been playing like a mixture, slightly more like evil, creepy characters. But he's very, very good. I know he was recently in a TV show with Kate Winslet as well. It was like called Mayor and something. I think Kate Winslet played like a detective or something in it. I think he was nominated maybe for some awards there or for that show. But I'm really excited. I'm like 99% sure that Ryan Murphy, who created loads of TV shows, I'm pretty sure he held on to Evan Peters for a while because he knew I'm going to do a Jeffrey Dahmer series one day. And Evan Peters will play him. Not as an actor, but as a nice guy kind of thing. Oh wait, he wasn't very nice during the first season. Well, he was. You were skeptical of him, but I think he silly, dramatic, emo teenagers falling in love and the world being about their love and relationship. So you can kind of guess what happens there. But he does have like a slight evil look to him. But in most of the seasons he plays a good guy, or he plays the guy that you're kind of always like rooting for. You're like, oh, can he not catch a break? Like he's done some quite like good deeds. So hopefully he'll get a lot of recognition from the Dahmer show. So guys, I'm just gonna try and oh shoot, I should have turned the intensity down because I want to blend the sand with the wet mud, and then we'll blend the grass in so that, like, again, like I said, they'll kind of have a lot of grass to graze on. I think maybe we'll do some trees around the lake, and then up here and along the sides there'll be lots of nice grass for them to eat. Also guys, I know we've heard feedback, well, since we released early access, that you want the animals to have more animations, and there will be a lot more animations, and which will bring more life to the animals in the title update coming out later on in the year. So hopefully at the end of this month's dev diary we can show off a few things that we've been working on, because the animations are really cute to share. I know you guys like those. The families of the victims were not pleased with the series release. Oh really? That's interesting. Well, I think at the moment like true crime is so popular, and people kind of love to glorify serial killers a bit and put them in the spotlight, which is a shame. It kind of happened, well, even in today, you know, a bad thing happens and whoever did it gets more news attention than the victims, unfortunately. But yeah, people like love serial killers, so they're probably not, I can imagine the victim's family aren't too happy with the show. I've heard the show, it's not from Dahmer's perspective because they don't want it to be like his story in a way, or his point of view. They don't want anyone to sympathize with him, but they do want to try and tell the story. But obviously it's TV, it's Hollywood, they're going to change up some things. And I can imagine if, you know, anything happened to a friend or a family, I probably wouldn't be too happy with any TV show or movie. But it's an interesting story to tell. I know when I watch a lot of true crime, I just find it so interesting to see like how people got away with things for so long, but then also how they got caught. That's what I always find really interesting. And then I think Jeffrey Dahmer is an insane example of how someone was getting away with things for so long and police weren't doing their job. A lot of the time with crimes, and you know, when people don't get caught or it takes a really long time for victims' families to get information about what happened to their loved ones, it's a lot of time it's because the police just did a shit job, or they weren't treating you know, certain areas as a crime scene when they should have. So when I start watching the show, guys, I'll let you know my thoughts. My mother had a friend who was lost to Dahmer. Oh my god, really? That's crazy. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Jernick. I'm sure that was like really, that's probably quite traumatic, because then, like we were saying, you know, people kind of glorify serial killers, and just the worse or crazy they are, then the more news and attention that they get. So that must have been quite difficult, because he would have been in the news for months or years afterwards. So you'd see his face everywhere. And he's very different to like a typical serial killer. A lot of serial killers, when they do interviews, they're very like narcissistic. And Jeffrey Dahmer was kind of more he kind of seemed like a guy who kept to himself more. So I guess that's what makes him interesting to do a TV show. Oh, it was too accurate? Oh, I think the series did very good in approaching the character, the victims' families, and political justice points of view. Yeah. That's very interesting. But yeah, it's probably quite difficult. I can imagine when you do like a series based on a crime, because these things happen over years, it's like, okay, well, we need to tell a story, but we need to pick just certain events and then try develop the characters, but also, you know, the characters have to sort of have a bit of a character arc, but at the same time, it's like, well, we don't want people like rooting for them. And you also want to stay true to the story of what actually happened. But there's a lot of information with Dahmer. He did so many interviews. This gives me Planet Zoo vibes. It is quite similar to Planet Zoo. We have a few very good creative building tools though, which makes it a little bit different. So you guys, if you like building a Planet Zoo, give Prehistoric Kingdom a try, because if you are a creative builder, you're going to love Prehistoric Kingdom, because if we want, we can just scale items and we can do whatever we want in our park. Imagination. The stream is also on Twitch. Yes, so our stream is on Twitch and YouTube, and then soon also I think we will be streaming to Steam, so then we can wave to everybody. So we can be welcoming to a nice welcoming community for people checking out the game, and they can join the stream and join our Discord and join the community. So be nice, everybody. Soon we're going to be live streaming to Steam as well. We want to make a good impression to the newbies, to the newcomers. Are there different comment threads going on? Oh yes, guys, so we're streaming YouTube and Twitch, so you might see a few different conversations. At the moment I have one chat and it just shows me what's come. Oh, I should actually say what I'm reading from Twitch and YouTube. So Sakine said, indeed, the building mechanics of PK are top-notch, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. I'm always amazed to see what people build when they post on Discord. So I'm also, guys, gonna just post again the Trello board. So that is our public roadmap. So you get to see an idea of what's coming in the next updates, but we don't have, obviously, we can't say when they're coming out because they have to be made and we're not too sure, and things can change. So instead of you know, things getting delayed, it's just best to say, look, we'll announce an update, a date for the update when we have most things ready. And also one thing that we're going to try and do, guys, is, so not only do we want to announce a date for the update, we also want to give content creators some early access so they can get some videos prepped. So if you're a content creator, you can email us at info@prehistorickingdom.com, or you can DM us on our social media. So DM on Twitter. I'll be replying to some people later today because I have a few replies I need to get to later on this evening after the stream. So if you're a content creator, you know, let us know, reach out, send us your channel, because coming closer to when the update is released, we'll be reaching out to new content creators that we haven't spoken to before, and also our previous content creators that we've worked with to give them a heads up of what's coming in the new update. And I think we're also going to try get an extra couple of keys for some people to give away as well. So if you guys want to hold some competitions on your channel or on your live stream, hopefully we can help out with that as well. Let me see. Yes, so check out the roadmap, guys, because I think in one of the updates coming, it probably won't be until next year, but we'll be slightly redoing a couple of the Terraform Suite tools. I think we're overall very happy with how everything works, but it'll just get a slight little upgrade. So if anyone has any feedback on the kind of terrain tools, please let us know on the Discord in the PK feedback channel. So I just want to lightly try and blur out some of this. So I've lowered the intensity of the terrain to fairly low, just because I don't want them to have a very mucky enclosure. Oh no, but oh no, guys. Let me just quickly, is the bot on YouTube, guys? Yeah, it is. So the music is just gonna stop for a sec. Let me just delete the bot. Oh, the message is deleted. Great, 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 great. Thank you, Rexy Rex, for letting me know about the intruder. So the intruder, we can pretend that the intruder is in the acro cage. Wonder, do we have anything that we can represent as the intruder? Is there like a nettle or something? So I'm just gonna place this in. So last week we had a little bot, and then this week we had a little a bot. So this will be the representing how many bots we get on our live streams, the dating site website or bots. Guys, do not click onto those dating websites though. They don't like dinosaurs there. You won't find anyone that likes dinosaurs. So I think I want to make the path curve around a little bit more here. Oh, it's going to be quite a big enclosure for our Apaches. I think they're going to be very happy. So there's a couple of, I don't think we went through the Terraform Suite. So here, so we can raise land. Here is leveling it, which I'm going to show you in a sec. We can roughen, so that makes it more like jagged edges. So I've kind of slightly used the roughen tool on some of these kind of little hills and mountains. So that makes it kind of nice, kind of nice scenery to the taco enclosure. So we have the lowering tool, the erode, so that's like if you want to add more of a slope, and then the smoothing tool, which I use quite a lot to help with any kind of harsh edges. So if I use the leveling tool, I'm just going to extend, because you can see here it lowers because I've already raised the terrain here. I really like the Microraptor enclosures in this game. Yeah, it's really cool. We've used the dome that we've downloaded from the workshop, but I can show again, guys. Check out the mini aviary exhibit live stream that we had, because you can actually, when you first place the mini exhibit, it comes in a little cage, but you can remove the cage and then just build it however you'd like to have it, which is really cool. The birds do not fly away yet. They're very good birds. I think it's way too soon development to be talking DLC. Very, very early, guys. Yeah, we want to take a look at our roadmap on Trello, and you'll see once we have all those features, that will be released in updates within the next, like, maybe 2 years of development, depending on the team size and how fast we can get things done, and as long as we don't run into any issues, because it does take a lot of work to just create the animals. Like, if you see all the artwork and how long the devs spend just creating the animals and going over like how they want the skins to look, and obviously like the programming, what items we want into the game, thinking how like the research system is going to work. That's going to be coming in the next title update. There's a lot to add to the game in terms of gameplay features, guys, but I think once all those updates come out, the game will be pretty much fully finished. And then if we want to do DLC, if it's in demand, if the game needs more things, we can add it after the game's full release. But that's a long way away for now. And then also, guys, on the Trello board, that's just kind of an outline of what we want for the updates, because we often we will kind of add more to the game or add more to the updates. We've often thrown in a few surprise things, so, and obviously the roadmap is subject to change, so we might change things might be delayed, or things might be ready sooner, or we might decide, oh, you know what would be great, some great gameplay content or a feature, we should add this in the game, so we might swap things around or change things to adapt to any new content that we want to add. But feedback is always welcome, guys. But just keep in mind, take a look at the Trello board to see what we have in store, and we try to take on constructive criticism, and if people have ideas. But again, it's just time consuming, because there's so many things that I know the devs would like to have in the game, but they have to kind of stick to their development plan at the moment. Because there's been some amazing ideas, but if we go off track, then updates will get more delayed, and we want to be able to finish kind of the Prehistoric Kingdom vision for what we want the full release to look like, and the gameplay features we want by the end of early access. Patchy says theropod pancake time with Bricanos. I want this game to last for years. Me too. I think it's going to be awesome. So yeah, again, guys, you take a look at the Trello board, like the next few updates are really going to change up the game, especially once the park and staff management come into PK. Okay, I don't know if anyone else streams, but when you do you find it so hard to keep up with chat and then build? So I want this to just extend a little bit more. I know the enclosures that I've been building are fairly big, but there's so much space on PK maps. Oh. Won't place. So the path isn't placing just because the terrain is too off. Won't make sense. I used to stream before, and it's indeed hard to keep up with chat when a person is playing. I know. I do my best, guys. I do my best. Okay, so we'll leave that for now, so we won't do any bigger than this. Let's check out how Fluffy is doing. Do you like your water, Fluffy? Let's place some food down just now anyway. Just so she doesn't get too hungry. She's hungry. Hello, Primal Gamer. Thank you for checking out the stream on YouTube. Aw, oh, she's turning her nose up at the food. Not interested. I can't wait for the new animations, guys. They're really cool. Even it's not just going to be new animations for the new species. The current in-game animals are also getting a lot of new animations, and some of them are just so cute. And it's like we were saying earlier, a lot of kind of dinosaur games or movies portray them as like big scary monsters, but they're just little animals and they like to play. And oh, is she lying down? Not yet, not yet. She's listening. She's listening to the compliment she's gonna get. Okay, so I'm gonna take away some of these trees. So if I go into the vegetation and just hit tree removal, I can just kind of quickly remove some of those. Get rid of some of this. And I'm gonna go back in with, just to make some of this area just a little bit more green, because I don't want the entire enclosure to look really muddy. Some people will even get angry when they don't get a reply. Their message gets buried in the chat. I guess it depends on the honor zone. Yeah, so guys, I try to reply to everybody. Also, guys, if you ever are asking or curious and ask questions about like things upcoming in the game, sometimes I don't answer just because we don't know or we're not supposed to say anything yet. So if you're ever wondering, like, oh, I asked what the next species is and I never get a reply, because we can't say. Look at the reflection here of the mud biome, though. Looks very pretty. I think our Pachys are going to be very happy here. What do we think the Pachys would like for enrichment items? Like maybe they could have, because I know we have some kind of like climbing frames and some balls in the taco enclosure. So they were uploaded to the Steam Workshop and we downloaded them for our park. Keep her toes clean. I know, I know. Like she likes a bit of a tussle in the mud, but overall she's very clean. I like the fluffy Pachy in this game. I know, they're so cute. We also have a fluffy T-Rex as well. He always looks quite funny next to the other T-Rexes, showing off his coat. It's like, oh, you guys are chilly? Didn't notice. I love blending terrains. I think the final result always looks really good, but you are just spending a lot of time clicking. But it's like, don't worry guys, it's worth it. Oh, actually, let me go back in. I think the music stopped. Let me just go back to my little jazz music. So I'm just using like copyright-free music for the stream. And there was a little jazz live stream going on. Let's see, what one did I use? Okay, let me go with this one, guys. And I have no... Oh, wait, there's an ad. I'll wait for the ad to go by. We have a few options of the fencing. So let me just go back in and see how tall of a fence that we need. Fence security. Oh, okay, so they're pretty small, so they don't need a very big fence. And we want everyone to be able to see them as well. Oh my god, she's moving, guys. Is she going to drink the water? Okay, so hopefully that music is okay. Maybe, oh yeah, so enrichment items. Maybe the wooden gyro enrichment in PZ like rhinos do, or a target dummy like the Jeep with tires made to look like a ceratopsid. Yes, maybe. See, a lot of gatekeeping paleo people hate fluffy Pachy. No, let them be fluffy. You can't prove it that they weren't fluffy. Show me one. Show me Pachys that aren't fluffy, and I'll believe you. Aww. Oh. She's taking a dip. So guys, not the big update coming soon this year, but the one afterwards will have swimming locomotion. Because at the moment, I don't think she even realizes she's in the water. She's like, I'm going to get to where I want to go. Oh, she's going to the big tree, maybe. I honestly think it's a good approach. I mean, paleontology believes pike-no feathers developed before dinosaurs, and pterosaurs split into their own superfamilies. So the genetic information would be there for all kinds of dinosaurs to develop feathered coats. I know, and what about if they're cold? When is the big update? So we don't have a release date for the title update yet, guys. I know we've been teasing it for a long time, but there's no date yet. So let me just quickly switch back to full screen. So the next kind of little content update you guys will see will be the Steam and Epic achievements and also the animal info signs. So that's kind of like a smaller but still quite a significant update. Hopefully the devs were able to put in some optimization benefits in there as well for guys who are still struggling with their PCs and laptops to play the game. But I know that we've had some really great significant improvements in optimization and game performance, because we've had a lot of feedback from PC and laptop users who are saying like, oh great, like the update has really helped my game and I can play it a lot more now, or they can use higher settings. So the achievements and animal info signs, they'll be released very shortly. Later on in the month, you're going to see some Halloween content coming into PK as well. After that, we're going to have the big title update. So we don't have a release date just yet. But I know pretty much every update we've released, it kind of just drops. Usually that's just because we're getting a delay. And I know the devs who are working on programming and bug fixing, they don't want to hold the update any longer. They want people to get playing it. And also, obviously, more players help with feedback and pointing out bugs and glitches as well. So there's good and bad to releasing updates, even when you feel like they're not ready just yet. So after the title update, or before the title update, we will release a date for when it's going to come out. But until the Halloween scenery items come out, don't expect to hear any dates. And then obviously at the end of the year, we're going to have holiday scenery, so that'll be more kind of Christmas items. And as we said earlier, Edith has been designing and drawing some really cool concept art for the items. And then I know Nathan, one of the devs who you might see on Discord, I think he's starting work on some of the holiday items. So very excited to show them off when they're ready. So Slorm Raptor said, I see, well the good thing is we'll have the update for the end of the year. Yes, so the big update definitely be out by the end of the year, guys. Unless, I don't know if you guys keep up with dev news, Mao had injured his foot. So unless the feet gods attack Mo again, the title update will be out this year. Ola Jetty 05 on Twitch. Really quickly, Sakine said, it's believed Pachi lived in snowy biomes, so it makes sense that they could have feathers. Yes, of course. Don't want them to be cold. Okay, let me see. I want to take a look at some fences. I haven't decided on the fencing that I want. So we can place the wall, the glass. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I like placing glass, but whenever I decide to use the kind of glass, modern glass and clear fence, I always change it for a different one later on. So the metal fencing, you guys, I've seen people build massive enclosures and really cool gates, and it looks so cool when they do it. But whenever I place down these types of metal fences, I just feel really bad. Does anyone else feel bad? It's like they're in a prison. But I think when we later on, so our park at the moment, we started off with just kind of small little tacos. You have the mini aviary, and then you lead up to the kind of cute little patchy ranch that we're going to build. So it's sort of just introducing guests to prehistoric animals, because the idea that we have is guests have never seen the prehistoric animals before. It's all new to them, and we're slowly introducing them. to the different animals and dinosaurs. So some of the big boys will be under big lockdown, kind of more deeper into the park. So these are the metal fences. So we have the wooden fence. I still like the wooden fence, but we have used it for the tacos. We actually could start building our own fence. And I know some people have already uploaded them. And then this is the tropical fence as well. I like the tropical fence actually. Let me just place some of this down. Ooh. Just so you guys can see the fences a bit more. Tropical fence is quite nice. I think we will either download or start to make our own, just so it looks like more like a ranch. So we can definitely have, oh yeah. Thanks guys, I'm like talking about the fences and no one can see anything. Okay, so in case you missed it, guys, this is the tropical fence. This is the fence that we used for the taco exhibit. So I don't know if we'll want to use that again. Our big metal fences, they're quite kind of scary looking, so we'll use that for the big boys as the guests kind of travel deeper into the park. Welcome back, Tommy Carter. Thank you for joining us. Oh wow, we've been streaming for an hour and a half, but we'll go for another bit longer. That's why unfortunately I'm quite slow at building and talking to the chat, so we can never get an enclosure done on the one stream. Yeah, so I think eventually we will make our own fencing. I want to place more trees though here. So we'll have a nice little forest area that they can kind of hide in. And then I'll just place kind of one-off trees in a few spots. Oh. So Jurnik says, I propose ceratopsians are more like cattle, like Cape Buffalo, and got immense ridicule for it once. Oh. Well, I don't know. I think they are. Well, honestly, like at the end of the day, like we don't really know. It's all just like a guess based on the evidence that we have. So I would love it if it was revealed. Like I think we had a fact about Dryosaurus on our socials last week, where the biggest, they haven't found a fully grown Dryosaurus, any fossils or anything yet. So they imagine, oh, they're only about 3 to 4 meters long, but maybe they could have been bigger, we don't know. And someone said, imagine when they're fully grown, they're like the size of a truck, and we just don't know that yet. So that's always interesting. I mean, people thought the world was flat for many years. You never know, maybe we'll discover some very interesting traits and skills that prehistoric animals had millions of years ago that we just didn't know. Maybe there were dragons. So coming up to the water, I want to start placing rocks, because placing the rocks and foliage along the water can look really nice and make a huge difference to the park. So one thing that I'm always indecisive about is the color that I want the rocks. So I think I'll just go for a slightly more gray, but we can always change them. So I'm just going to go with this color for now. And also, here's how I can access the color that I'm using. I'm going to press Control-C. So now I've copied the color. So if we want to get the exact color for any of the other rocks, we can click and select the color used. Or if we lose this color, we can always use Control-V to get back to our little gray, or the color that we've selected. What is your favorite part in the TV documentary Prehistoric Planet? Pretty much anything with babies, because I'm obsessed with like baby dinosaurs. Like I think was it the first episode? Just when you see like the little baby T-Rexes. Oh, that was sad. No spoilers in the chat, anyone, but there was some sad moments where like the mama or papa bear is just like, you can't keep up. Oh well. So that was sad. That was very sad. I love studying behaviors of dinosaurs. It's really cool. It's really cool, actually, the amount that we can learn, even though they're not around today. There's a lot of information. It's also so interesting because, you know, as much as people get absorbed with like fantasy and, you know, TV shows and books, it's like, even sometimes, not to twist any arms, but there's a lot of like back and forth with like religion. But it's like, look at like planet Earth. It's been around for millions of years. Like, look at all the history and all the amazing animals that used to live here. Like, spend all your time researching that and learning about this. Okay, so I actually quite like this quite tall rock because if you place it on its side and rotate it a few times, you can kind of twist it and it can create a lot of cool different rock shapes. Let me just place this maybe this side. I feel like I might end up darkening the rocks, but I'll see. Because the rocks will be grouped together, we can just very quickly change the color of them. I saw those arguments and it hurt my brain so much it gave me a kidney stone. Oh, so that is Jurnik replying to Autopelta. Sounds like the kind of people who'd unironically claim Utahraptor was too big to have feathers. Yeah, lots of debates going on in the Paleoverse. So I think I'll actually resize this rock a little bit. Oh, so guys, if you ever notice that the scaling edit doesn't show up, it's just because I'm editing a full group at the moment. So I need to edit group and then just select it separately, and now it'll show up. I'm not too sure when, if the devs are planning to do any more revamping in terms of like the advanced editing tool. But if they decide to do that, that wouldn't be introduced into a later update, probably not till next year. So my favorite part in Prehistoric Planet is when the dreadnoughts fight. I hate when I see animals fight. I just think it's so sad. I never like that in like even just any nature documentary. I'm going to have to go, but thank you so much for the stream, Rosie. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Sakine, Kitsune. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen Prehistoric Planet, take a look. It's really, really good. Makes you feel. Lots of feels in the show. But we won't spoil anything. I feel like I always use in PK the same rocks all the time because some of the rocks are too like jaggedy. They have too much like jaggedy edges. And sometimes when you place them all together it can look like a little off. So I'm very, very excited for the next title update to get a new rock overhaul and styling. Janet said anything is possible. Something many paleo gatekeepers forget. Yes. But it's always fun because as long as everyone's respectful of each other's opinions, you can actually learn a lot. Or they might present an idea or a certain perspective that maybe you didn't think about, and you're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. But I'm right. I'm just kidding. The visuals were so perfect, you'd swear in a couple of frames they were real-world photos. I know, they like Prehistoric Planet, they did such a good job. I really hope they do another season because it'd be really cool. And I feel like it just got loads of people excited for dinosaurs. Because everyone was saying like, oh, we have like a Prehistoric Kingdom out, we have the new Jurassic World movie, and Prehistoric Planet. So it was Paleo Summer. Instead of like Hot Girl Summer, it's like Paleo Summer. But yeah, they have to do a new one. Okay, so let me see, what rocks do I have? So here's another flat one, so I might just make that a little bit bigger so that we can place around the lake. And I feel like I will afterwards have to make them a little bit darker. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just placing different rocks around. I don't have too much to do this evening, guys, so I can stream for a bit longer. No devs could join me this week. They're all very busy. But remember, if the devs aren't on stream, it means they're working. If you see a dev on stream, give out to them. Oh, also, something I didn't notice. So I'm Irish, guys. And I say the word like, oh, give out. And I didn't realize, because I'm from Ireland. I moved to near London in the UK a few years ago. And I didn't realize certain words that I say are just from Ireland. And people don't know that. So give out is like when you get in trouble. So you would say like, oh, my mom gave out to me. And it means like she, you know, she was like shouting at you or like scolded you. So that's what that means. I feel like that's something that I say somewhat often, like, oh, give out, and no one like knows what it means. Or some people think it means like something naughty. It's like, no, no, no. It's like when you get in trouble. Primal is a fun series too. There's a lot of cool. I think they should really invest more into like prehistoric TV shows and documentaries. I don't know, it's actually kind of interesting because fantasy has become quite big in recent years. So we had, obviously Game of Thrones came out, and then Warhammer games, and then also like Dungeons and Dragons in the last few years has gotten very, very big and popular. So I don't know, it's like, I guess people are kind of grouping dinosaurs, like, oh, that's a little bit out there. Maybe people will like dinosaurs because they like fantasy things. But maybe we'll just, even though we're rooting for historically accurate, maybe the kind of hype and interest in fantasy will let people, or make people want to explore dinosaurs and prehistoric animals more. So we'll go with it. Because then we can, you know, if there's like fantasy shows and different monsters, we can go, you know, actually that's based on a real prehistoric animal that lived back in the day. And it's like, we gotta turn the kids into dino fans. So one of the rocks that is actually a go-to favorite of mine is the rock cluster. And I never use it when it's small. I actually scale it quite large. And then when you lower it and sink it into the terrain, it can look like there's some cool rocks kind of appearing from under the water. Or just kind of at in any hills in the enclosure. So we'll tilt it just a little. Yeah, I definitely think we'll darken the rocks. Oh, so another little tip, guys. So as you can see, the big rock isn't highlighted, it's not in the group. So if you press shift and click on it, then if you go up here and merge the groups, that'll just keep everything together. That way we can move everything. It's just so much easier to remember to group everything, because at the end, if you wait until you're finished your building structure or enclosure and you're trying to group certain things, if you've added in a lot, grouping can take a lot. But we've added box selection in one of the recent updates, which means you can drag the mouse and then select certain items. That makes things very, very handy. I know people who would add a lot of like building structures. They found that very, very helpful when they added in a lot of details. There are a couple of paleo series that have been announced for the near future. Oh, that's really cool. We'll have to see if we can add any little kind of nods to those series then in the game. Or at least do something for the stream. Okay, let me see. I want to take at a look at the other rocks, and basically I'm just going to place them all along the water, and then I'm going to decorate around the rocks with foliage because I think that looks quite nice. And then we'll have a look and see what else we can add, but then we'll probably wrap up the stream. And then next week I will start, either I'll grab one from the workshop, or I'll start building the fence, a nice little kind of fence that suits like a ranch around here. And maybe we'll have like a little barn or something that would be cute for the Pachys to go to sleep in, or just to hang out when it's raining or something. Also, yes, I will finish up the maze, and I might do similar to what I did in the previous stream where I played a speed build clip, just to catch you guys up on what I did for the taco enclosure when I was adding the little mountains, because sometimes building games, so speed build videos of what someone built is great, like on YouTube, but then when you actually slow down, or on live streams when someone's building, I find that it can be quite slow. So that's why I want to add, I might do some things off stream, just so we're not spending a week or many weeks building the Pachy enclosure. Okay, so El Topelta, remember guys, I'm bad at names. So they've said on Twitch, there's Surviving Earth being produced by Tim Haynes, the guy behind Walking with Dinosaurs. Oh, that's cool. So guys, look out for that. What else? Inspired construction by Jurassic Data. Oh, I know. I think we shared actually one of Jurassic Data's enclosure in the recent creator spotlight on our socials. They do amazing enclosures. Nice, big, and spacious as well, which is kind of what we want. Okay, so more rocks. We want more rocks. For next stream, you need to get more prefabs. I know. So next time, so I was a little busy at the weekend, and then my PC was being very annoying yesterday, but it's all sorted now. So I will download some more prefabs. So guys, if you're looking to get anything you build on stream, or if you have any ideas that we could use, maybe some cool ranch things, or maybe if someone can make like a little saddle, so it looks like you can like rent saddles. As part of like a feature in the park where you can like pay extra to sort of ride on the Pachys. That would be pretty cool. I can imagine little kids wanting to do that. So I just want to rotate some of the rocks and just see what they look like, see if we can get something a bit different. Because if you place the same rocks all together, it just looks a bit too fake, a bit too repetitive. But also I prefer the flat surfaces, just because when you group it all together, it's not too harsh looking. I'm beginning to think some of the rocks that I placed look very dangerous. Hopefully the Pachys won't have any boo-boos on their little feet. So someone's also said on Twitch there's another mini-series that will be hosted by Stephen Fry. What about Nigel? Come on, Nigel, you're missing out. Get your agent on that. I definitely want a few more kind of smooth round rocks. That'd be cool to have in the game. And don't forget, guys, if you have any feedback or ideas for things the dev could look into, like for instance, like we're saying, like, oh, we'd like to have more rocks in the game. So if you're building and you notice anything that could maybe make the building a bit easier, don't forget to join the Discord and check out the PK feedback channel. So that's really good to point out how to improve the gameplay features. So obviously if you have any ideas, like please share those as well. But what really helps the devs is if you give feedback on the current kind of in-game content, because it's early on, they can maybe change things and improve the features throughout some of the updates. New Prehistoric Park Nigel series. I know. And Nigel, like if you want to do a prehistoric park or prehistoric kingdom series, like hit us up. We'd love to take part. So I think we have used this rock, so I'm just going to completely rotate it. So it looks like we have something different.
For the ups, the downs, and everything in between. Halifax, it's a beautiful thing.
And then I want to make sure that I'm grouping everything and merging all the rocks together. That way when we're going back in and changing them and rotating them, if we want to change up a few things, it's just easier if they're all grouped together, because then we don't have to like exit out of the group. So I also want to grab more of these big rocks to place around the cluster rocks. It's kind of like a cheat way. I think on the workshop guys as well, people have placed some really nice rock formations together that you can use for like scenery in your park. They look very, very good. So yes, next week's stream guys, we're going to continue with our Pachyrhinosaurus Enclosure. And we'll add some items from the workshop. But I think it's a nice little spaced area. It's a nice little kind of walk up from the entrance as well. It'll lead to a nice little area where people can see and admire our beautiful little patchies. We can probably pop in a few friends. Hopefully they don't run away. So let's let Fluffy just take her little swim. Someone made a beautiful waterfall as a prefab. There's amazing prefabs in the Steam Workshop, guys. So if you're looking to get some ideas, or if you're not too big on the building in the game, but you want to make some of the enclosures, but you just don't want to spend a lot of time, or maybe you don't have a lot of the time to do kind of intricate, detailed builds, check out the Steam Workshop, because there's really cool items that people have already made on there. So from buildings, fences, rocks, waterfalls, anything and everything you can think of. There's like office supplies. So many cool things to have in your park. Oh yeah, so we want to have friends, so let's add a couple. Look at him go! Always try to escape. Don't run away, Patchy. You'll be put in the holding pen. Look at his horns as well. So cute. Aww. They're on the move. They're on the move. Might want to put it placeholder friends before ending the patchies, so the patchies don't wander off when you next load the save. Yes. We could do quite a simple fence around just so they don't wander off. But that could also be fun. It could be like spot the missing patchies on the next stream. When I build, I don't know if anyone else does this. I think I've said it before, but I often pause the game so animals don't escape, or just because I feel like in management games, if I don't pause the game, everything will just be a disaster when I look away for a few minutes. So let me grab some of the foliage and we'll take a look and see what would look nice next to the rocks in the enclosure. So definitely some of the cattails. They could be cool. I think I actually really like these kind of little arrows. And then obviously later on we'll have our purple flower, just to add that pop of color. Oh. So placing kind of shrubs and foliage around the rocks just really starts to bring the park together. So if you guys are ever building and you don't really place them around much, just try and experiment and place a couple of different shrubs around, because it can really just make the enclosures look a bit more realistic when there's lots of foliage around. More flower and fruit trees would be very nice. Yeah, I'm really excited for any kind of new plants or trees in the game. Or just, I'd love just, even just to decorate the park with, like not even for the enclosure. I want to pet the Patchies. I know, they're so cute. I hope they're nice to the guests. It'll be interesting to see what the devs decide to do. Like, will they want the guests running away from the animals, or will they want to run up and pet it? Will there be thrill-seeking guests that like to try and hop over the fence? I wonder, will we have like black market poachers that and they'll be like, oh no, a taco is missing. And you'll have to uncover, you'll have to find, maybe that could be like a mission or something. This isn't in the game, guys. I'm just building my dream for Prehistoric Kingdom. Maybe that can be one of the scenario missions. It's like, oh, one guest has stolen a dinosaur or a prehistoric animal, and you have to find out which guest has taken the animal before he leaves the park. Devs, please touch my taco and you lose your life, though. Basically. Now we have some nice shrubs here. Oh, I also want to put some of the cattails, though. Or maybe some of the common reeds. It's looking beautiful. Okay, let's take a look and see what our Patchies are up to. Oh, she's eating! Fluffy has finally decided that she will try and eat some veggies to keep, well, she's got to eat healthy. We've got to keep that coat looking good. Very nice, very nice. Good job, Fluffy. And then I wonder, so a lot of the time when the animals wander in the game at the moment, I think they actually head towards food. I wonder what that looks like. It's like from the guests from down here, they're like, are those animals escaping, or is this part of the show? Oh, the guests are stuck. Confirmed, PK guests are robots. Oh my god, all the guests are stuck. That's a feature. Okay, hopefully when we load up the game next time, they'll know where they want to go. They're just thinking about it at the moment. There's too much choice at the moment. Like 3 little exhibits. We've spoiled them already. Keep brushing the fluffy Patchy is now something I want. Oh, keep her brushing. Yeah, that would be cool as well. Yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of staff management there will be in the game later on. So I think that's like the 3rd big update. If you guys take a look at the Trello board, again, I'm going to post it. And also, guys, don't forget to join the Discord, because when the new content drops, there's going to be so much screenshot shared of people's enclosures and their parks and what they've been building with the new content. So that's always really cool to see. No, they're loving it. They're starting to make it a home already. I feel the fence should take priority before you forget again. We can do a fence. Let us do... I'll do this little modern metal fence. And then we can always change it. So guys, every Tuesday this month, we'll be continuing our prehistoric park. Hopefully we can do a few more giveaways as well. And don't forget, Monday the 31st of October, we'll be streaming, and hopefully some of the devs will be able to come on stream as well. And we'll do a few more giveaways and games as well for the Halloween special. The metal fence actually looks good there. I thought it was gonna look a little too harsh. Nice and safe. So let's see actually the welfare. See, so we need a lot of work to do in the park. Check habitat needs. Yeah, so there's not enough water. Okay, so next week maybe we'll add another little water area. I want to do maybe like use either the calm or the rough water just so it looks a little more clean, and maybe that's the water that they drink out of. Although Fluffy is here. She's loving it. Maybe she'll go for another swim. Oh, she's getting a big mouthful of the mud as well. She just likes the flavor. Oh, look, they're kind of staring at her. Like, who does she think she is with that fluffy coat? I hope she doesn't feel like an ugly duckling. That would be unfortunate. So guys, our park is slowly coming together. We have our nice entrance. We have our little taco enclosure here. We're working on our nice maze that leads up to the mini Avery exhibit. We have the long march to the bathroom. But the park is popping. Park is popping. Guests they're a little confused at the moment, but that's because they're just so excited they don't know where to go. So next week, guys, we're going to be placing new items from the workshop and maybe building our own fence or our own building for the Pachyrhinosaurus enclosure. And then I think next week afterwards we'll decide what the next enclosure will be. And maybe by then we'll be doing a few Halloween themed things as well. So should we visit our little, oh, what's the acro up to? Oh my god, look what he's doing. He's waiting for a silly guest to come too close so he can snatch him up. Tiny baby patches are the only thing missing. I know. Hopefully one day we can have baby dinosaurs. I would just love to have a little a petting zoo. That's my dream, just like a petting zoo nursery. And my dream is just to scale down like all the trees and rocks, plants, everything, so that the baby dinosaurs feel like they're big dinosaurs. That's my dream. Here's our little acro. I think he's doing good. Okay, so I'll finish up the stream, guys. Again, let's just take a quick look at some of the photos that were in the desert preview. So we have our very good looking Dilo showing off in front of our new trees and plants on the desert map. Silos, one in the back, does not look pleased to have its photo taken. And then some gorgeous scenery photos of the new Jordan map. So guys, the new map and new species will be available in the title update coming later this year. So coming up next, so very shortly, guys, keep an eye out. We'll have our new Steam and Epic achievements and the animal info signs. Afterwards will be Halloween content. After that, we'll have our big title update that everyone's looking forward to. The devs are very excited for you guys to start playing around with the new map and explore everything in the new update. And then finally, at the end of the year, I can't believe it's almost the end of 2022 already. At the end of the year, we'll have some more holiday content coming soon. So thank you everybody for joining me on this stream. Don't forget to join next week. We'll try to do a couple of giveaways. And yeah, don't forget to think of some more cat names for me. Hopefully I'll have a new cat to introduce on stream. And yes, we'll see you next week. Stay tuned as well on our socials because we might be able to do some new sneak peeks for the upcoming title update as well. So thanks again for watching, guys. See you next week.